What's up everyone, Brad here from the Money Dad channel. In this video I want to talk about GameStop, ticker GME, because this stock just absolutely dominated the stock market today. Looking at the volume for the day, this is the all US exchanges volume leaders, so the most shares traded on the day. GameStop was number 2. They are not normally on this list whatsoever, and they absolutely dominated. Not only did they have the second most shares traded, they also were up 57% at the close, which was a pretty big retracement off of the highs. I mean, they were way up there at one point. I want to say, I don't remember exactly, but they were something like 70 or 80 or even 90% up on the day. So GameStop, from a technical perspective, had a crazy good day. Now let's take a look at what bar chart says on the technicals. All right, so looking over here real quick, barchart.com says their technical opinion rating is a 100% buy and ranks in the top 1% of all short-term signal directions. Long-term indicators fully support a continuation of the trend. Okay, I had a feeling they were going to say that, but I wasn't quite sure. That's honestly the first time I had clicked on that right now as I'm recording this, honest to God truth. So I wasn't positive, but I had a feeling just because this is such a strong move. They had a massive up day on a massive volume day, so that's something that you really love to see. But that wasn't really like the only good thing that we've seen out of GameStop in a long time, and that's really what I want to make this video about. Is look, honestly, like today put GameStop on my radar, but I went and looked at their chart because of today, and I'm making this video because I like what I see on the chart for the year, for the last trailing 12 months anyway. So that's what I want to show you guys. And I know GameStop is going to be on a lot of people's radar now, and it was probably on a good chunk of people's radars, you know, through 2020 as a pandemic play. You know, everybody's staying at home, they're playing more video games, they're buying more video games, things like that. But today was such a massive move that it's going to be on everybody's radar, right? So I wanted to make this video to kind of look at the chart for the entire last 12 months or 12 months plus, really, and give you guys an idea of what's going on with this stock, because it really looks good, honestly. So you can see all the way back here, this was the pandemic. This was when the pandemic hit the United States. We had our March lows and then that V-shaped recovery with a lot of the big tech stocks, the stay-at-home stocks, things like that. We had a massive V-shaped recovery, right? A lot of stocks did not recover like that, but anything that had anything to do with stay-at-home had a pretty quick recovery, right? So GameStop, right, their main business is we sell video games, right? Everybody's staying at home, they're playing more video games. They had a massive quick recovery. So you get that quick recovery, you start trailing off because there's just less hype around the stock. In the same time, we think, you know, we're probably going to get back to a normal life soon, and then they start to turn around and start heading up again because, man, right around this time, July, August time frame, we start to see increased infection numbers, right? It's kind of like second wave is coming around. Let's look at some of these moves. I'm going to zoom in a little bit over here because this is where we start to see some real price action. And I want to look at the volume that is coinciding with this price action because that's the real story here. Look at every time this stock makes a move up. What does it coincide with? A big volume move, right? So you've got this little trickle up and then boom, shoot to the upside with a big volume move, and then what happens after that? Volume just dies off, right? So you have this consolidation phase until the market can kind of recoup and get more interest in the stock, and then what happens? Boom, another big up day on increased volume, right? And then we're consolidating, and what happens? Boom, big up day on big volume, and then we consolidate, right? Big consolidation phase right here, not a whole lot of volume, maybe a little volume spike right here, maybe that was a news event, not quite sure. But look what happens here. We have this big up day right here, on increased volume, and then just insane volume today on a massive update. Look, this has been happening in this stock since September. It's not hard to see what is happening here. GameStop is in a clear uptrend. This is obvious at this point, right? And the volume is really telling the story here, guys. I mean, this is so obvious at this point. We're seeing volume coincide with these big moves. This is what you want to see from a technical indicator, and this is why GameStop, this is why bar chart is putting this 100% buy rating and a top 1% of all short-term signal directions on this stock. It's because the technicals look fantastic on this chart. It's moving up. It's moving up on strong volume pushes and then consolidation phases. These are very healthy moves for a stock. Okay, this is not some giant parabolic move. This is just healthy uptrend with consolidation phase on low volume, and then healthy uptrend on big volume followed by consolidation phase with low volume. I mean, this is how you want to see a stock move. This is a good looking stock chart, okay? Trending up at a pretty steep level, but you still have these consolidation phases that you really need to see to have a healthy uptrend, right? It's not going straight up, right? Because that, I mean, it's not like some parabolic move, but it's still going up pretty hard. It's going up pretty hard, but it still has consolidation phases. So it looks really good for GameStop right here. I do like this company going forward. You know what? I was not a big fan of GameStop about a year ago. I just didn't understand how the business model was going to succeed going forward. You know, people, I mean, it almost felt like the video game version of Blockbuster, right? Blockbuster went bankrupt when the online movie watching era started to come around, right? Video streaming, movie streaming, that put Blockbuster out of business. Well, so I don't understand GameStop, where, you know, you have to physically walk into their store to buy a game or trade a game or sell your game, when all of these transactions can now take place online, right? It's the same concept as Blockbuster going out of business, because people are not walking into their store anymore. They are buying movies online, or they you know, at the time they were going to Redbox or whatever the equivalent was at the time. So I didn't like GameStop that much back, you know, a year ago. But what this chart is telling me is that GameStop is thriving right now. Absolutely. So with their stock going up like this, it's possible that they can leverage this situation to use the capital that they have to expand their business or evolve their business into something that is better suited for the modern age. Okay, so that's more of a fundamental talk point, but from a technical standpoint, from my perspective and barchart.com's perspective, this chart looks very good, very bullish going forward, even with this big old spike. Look, I don't know that I would buy this stock today, just because if you look at every other rally, there's a nice little consolidation phase that comes right after these rallies, right? So we have a massive rally. It retraced a little bit off the top of the candlestick. We have a pretty big wick, so we're probably going to have a nice little consolidation phase. But what happens after every single consolidation phase on this chart? You end up going up again at some point, right? It's like these little bull flags, bull flag, bull flag. Not quite bull flags, but they're consolidation periods nonetheless. So GameStop looks good for the medium to long term, I think, in my opinion anyway. Short term, I think we're going to consolidate, probably going to lose a little bit, right? It's going to be this sideways to slightly downward action on GameStop in the short term, in my opinion. But eventually, I think the way is up. So GameStop looks pretty good. That's what I've got for it. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you're not a subscriber yet, leave a comment down below. I'll see you guys there and in the next video. Thanks, guys.